morning, student. Today is my first official lecture on education. These classes are designed to help out school-going students and the guardians to analyze the content which are not understood properly during self-studies. I've named these classes as C90 academic classes. I'll be considering topics of mathematics, science, and general studies. These lectures will be uploaded in my YouTube channel, School Cracker, as well as in my blog ID, schoolcracker1.blogspot.com. You could go and please follow, like, subscribe channels. The first lecture I'm going to consider today is rules of real number and its justifications, and the first topic, rules of real number. There are altogether 7 rules of real numbers, the most important rules. However, there are 9 rules, but today I'm going to consider the 7 rules. The first rule is Associative Law of Addition. So what does this mean? Association means grouping. So let us consider 3 real numbers, A, B, and C. Now if we group this number A plus B and add the third one, the result will be same if we group the other 2 number and add the third one. So this law is known as Associative Law of Addition. Like for example, if there are numbers like 1, 2, and 3, now let us counter check this law. So we are going to apply the rule, associative law. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is always equal to 2 plus 3 plus 1. Definitely this is 2, and our answer will be 6. This is known as Associative Law of Addition. This very same law is followed in multiplication as well. So that is known as, suppose we consider this as A1 and now A2 in multiplication as well. Associative Law of Multiplication. So let us consider the same number and group them as before in addition. So A cross B cross C, we have grouped A and B and multiplied the grouping with the third one, and here we are going to group the other 2 and multiply with the third one. So let us see by taking some example. Suppose A equals 1, B equals 2, and C is equal to 3. Let us rectify, prove this associative law of multiplication, whether this law is valid in multiplication or not. So we are going to, yes, matlab, it means that this law, associative law of multiplication and addition, is valid in both addition as well as in multiplication. So now let us consider second law of real number. that is commutative law of addition. So here we are going to consider again the same three real numbers A, B and C. Now what is commutative means? Commutate means to replace the places, alter the places, change the places. So we are going to write as A plus B plus C, and we are going to alter the position of these real numbers B plus C plus A. That means however the position of the real numbers be, the answers are going to be the answer of this portion and answer of these portions are always going to be same. So for example, we consider three numbers, real number 1, 2, 3. So now let us justify our law. 1 plus 2 plus 3. Now we are going to alter the position of these real numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 1 is always going to give us the answer to be 6. So this means commutative law of addition. That means this law is valid in case of addition. Similarly, let us check whether this law is valid in multiplications or not. B1 and B2. Commutative law of multiplication. So again we are going to consider three real numbers A, B and C. So we are going to multiply this number by altering the positions in either side. A cross B cross C equals to cross A. So that means A cross B cross C is equals to B cross C cross A. This is the commutative law of multiplication. Now we are going to justify whether this law, this rule is really applicable in multiplication or not. So 1 into 2 into 3 equals to 2 into 3 into 1. So that means this law is valid in commutative multiplication as well. So now we are going to consider the third rule of real number, that is distributive law. Distributive here means to distribute. Let us consider three real numbers here. So according to the distributive law, it is said that if two numbers are grouped and is multiplied by the third, this third will be distributed equally to the two numbers, real numbers placed inside the bracket. So AC plus BC. So let us justify whether this law is valid or not. So let us consider three numbers, 2, 3 and 4. So we are going to group 2 plus 3 and we are going to multiply with the third one. So after multiplication it will be 2 into 4 plus 3 into 4. The ultimate answer will be 2 4s are 8 plus 3 4s are 12. That will give us 20. In either case it is 20. That means the number here 4 is equally distributed to both the real numbers 2 and 3. Yes, the distributive law is applicable here as well. It is justified. The fourth one will be additive identity. So what is additive identity? Means any real number, say A, whenever it is added with some number, the answer is always going to be that real number. So what is this number? That when we add a real number with will give us the answer to be the real number. So that is nothing but 0. If we add any number with 0, we are going to get the original number. So here we are considering an example, taking 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So 105 plus 0 will always give us 105. So this is the additive identity. So now let us say what is multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity is similar to additive identity. Whenever we multiply, consider a real number A, B or C. Here we are considering B. So whenever we multiply this real number with any other number, will always give us the answer to be the real number itself. So what is that number? That number is nothing but 1. When we multiply any number with 1, we are going to get the real number itself as the answer. So let us consider one example. So 105, let us consider 105. When we multiply with 1, we are always going to get 105. So this is how multiplicative identity is valid. So 1 is the multiplicative identity and 0 is the additive identity. So as our lecture, the first lecture is already of 13 minutes.